Okay, so we're going to create the second high bass, and it's going to be a very short video because high bass 2 is really just an iteration or a variation of high bass 1. And this is something you want to think about when you're doing sound design and synthesis and making music. Oftentimes, it makes sense, or it makes more sense to take an existing sound, change a few things about it, and have it act as another layer. Now, one reason you might want to do this is because you know that it's going to sound similar, or it's going to have chemistry with the other layer. And that's because it kind of comes from the same source. You know, you've got similar decay times, you've got similar oscillators perhaps, or similar effects on it. The reason why you might not want to do that is because the two sounds aren't different enough. And so it takes a while to work out what approach is best, but it's worth thinking about. Sometimes all you need to do is duplicate a sound, in this case a bass, change a few things, and it'll work great. And so that's what we're going to do with high bass 2. We're going to duplicate this. We're going to create a very similar bass. Remember, this is what we call a minor layer. It doesn't really contribute to the power, the depth of the sound, but it's very much necessary. If we didn't have it, our trance bass line wouldn't sound as nice. So we're going to open up Serum now and change a few things about this. Probably two things. First thing we're going to do is just change the oscillator, okay? So we will use BSOD square. Now we have this. That already sounds a bit different. And the next thing we're going to do is turn this sub off. And we're also going to leave the filter, all this filter stuff out is. We're going to disable the EQ. I don't want that same LFO effect, peak thing happening. So I'm going to disable this. And it still sounds really similar to high bass 1. So what we're going to do is add a phaser. Turn EQ off. I've got to turn the rate all the way down. And we'll turn the frequency down a little bit. And the mix down. And that's pretty much high bass 2. Very simple, like I said, very short video. But something to keep in mind. You can just take an existing patch that you've got, or you've made, or you've found, change a few things about it, and just check to see if it fits with the other layer. And if it does, you've saved yourself a lot of time. In the next video, we're going to be making the acid line. It's a little bit more complex than these two bass lines, so make sure you have a few minutes set aside.